Hello, I'm back, and I want to start by saying thank you to all the kind people who left comments for my walkaway video. This is indicative of what I find in America. This is my American experience. No matter where I go, I've encountered people who are kind and gentle and respectful. People who love the country, people who are simply trying to live their life and don't have time to get involved in all of the finger pointing and name calling. Decent people. These are the people I meet every single day of my life, no matter where I go. And that lets me know that America cannot be a racist nation. It certainly can't be the nation that the far left describes. So this is a continuation of my walk-away story. And for those who watched the first video, I've actually had to do some edits on it and upload it. I was really shocked and surprised that YouTube actually released it. I thought for certain they were going to block it. Now that anyone see it. And so this story starts with a thought experiment. For those of you who may be familiar with Albert Einstein, you know that he was well known for his thought experiments. So here's my thought experiment. What if the Whigs had never ever left the Democratic Party to go form the Republican Party? What if they had stayed and fought for their belief that slavery was wrong? What if they were successful in transforming the white liberal socialist progressive Democrat Party from within? We could have avoided a civil war. The transition through Reconstruction would have been a lot easier. Woodrow Wilson and his brother would have never been allowed to introduce separate but equal. There would not have been a need for the Democratic Party to destroy black people and black lives. Destroy the black schools, the black economic system. There wouldn't have been a need to destroy the black family, to conspire to take jobs away from black men, and to remove that black man out of the household. See, all of that could have been avoided if well-intentioned, good-hearted white people back then, early 1800s, would have stood their ground, stood up to the white liberal socialist progressive Democrat, rather than walk away and say, I'm tired of dealing with these fools. Let's go form our own party. And this brings me to my message today, is that we made that mistake once. We can't make it a second time. We cannot continue to acquiesce and give the white liberal, socialist progressive Democrat and their black sycophant minions a pass. We just can't walk away. We can't grow weary and tired of their antics, because they're in it for the long haul. They do not give up. They don't stop. I wish you could say that, they will move on to another issue, but no, they're not. So Joe Biden is campaigning now that he wants to transform America. He wants to transform it into what? Well, he and Barack Obama never really defined what they were going to transform it into, but I know what they want to transform it into. They want to lay waste to America. They want to do for white people, Hispanics, Asians, Indians. They want to do for you guys what they've done for blacks. Lay waste to America. That's the transformation that they're looking for. Because at that point, can you imagine how many people they would be superior to? Could you imagine, white privilege would take on a whole new meaning. Those on the left who feel they're superior, that they have a right to rule, a right to govern, a right to tell the rest of us how to live our lives, the right to take our money, confiscate it. Could you imagine if we allow them to get their way? If we don't stand up to them now. So this is my social movement. I am determined. I'm going to dedicate the rest of my life to this same message, that we have to put a stop to the Democratic Party and their apparatus and their leadership. The Pelosi's of the world, the Obamas of the world, the Clintons of the world. We have to put a stop to the Acorns and the Black Lives Matters and the Antifas of the world. We can't give them protection, social protection. These are self-proclaimed Marxist groups. See, they've gotten so bold now, they don't even hide it. They just outright tell you that they're a Marxist organization. But yet, you have silly white people who are willing to turn America over to these people, bow at their altar. It is ridiculous to me that you can't even say all lives matter anymore. I remember, I think his name, Tim Scott maybe, governor of Virginia. If I got his name wrong, I apologize. When he was running for the Democrat nominee during the last election, someone asked, do Black lives matter? I think that was the question. And he didn't want to say Black lives matter, so he said all lives matter. Well, I think by the next day he had to take that back, because I'm pretty sure the white liberal, socialist, progressive, Democrat leadership pulled him to the side and said, don't you ever, never, ever say all lives matter. The only lives that matter right now during election season are Black lives, because we need those votes. He came out and quickly walked back his words. You guys misunderstood me. I took my words out of context. You only thought I said all lives matter. What I was really saying was Black lives matter, and I think those folks over at Fox News must have edited my words to make it seem like I said all lives matter. It's a conspiracy against me. And then it brings me to my other issue, is that we need to band together. I need your help. I certainly cannot do this by myself. I need other people who are willing to stand up for what's right. And so I'm going to give you the secret, the answer to how we can heal America, bring about the unity that everyone wants. People say they want to see the country get along and come together. They thought Barack Hussein Obama was going to bring us together. In fact, I know white conservative Republicans who actually voted for Obama, who confided in me they did it. And I asked them, well, why would you do that when your politics and his politics don't agree? They said, well, Jimmy, I thought this would be something I could do to help heal America. And they really thought that he could bring us together and unify the nation. That they could do this, well, give this to black people. Maybe they wouldn't be so angry. Maybe if they had a black president, they could feel like they belong to this country. And we could all get along at that point. Well, looking back on it, we see that that didn't work. We're more divided than ever before. And you can never, ever count on white liberal, socialist, progressive Democrats and their black minions, sycophant minions, to bring us together. They're not about unity. That's not their end goal. It never has been. If they wanted to unify America, they could have worked towards that a long time ago. But that's not their goal. Their goal is to lay waste to America, to destroy it, transform it, so they can rebuild it where they're in charge, they're special, they're the leaders, and the rest of us are just serfs, who have to bow and answer to them, and so they can feel important. This is their way of feeling as though they're a part of something, to feel significant. This is white privilege. This is the very thing that black people claim they are fighting against, and don't realize that they are supporting the very thing that they're fighting against. They just don't know this, how the party, the Democratic Party, has deceived people They deceived our kids. They deceived kids in the classroom. They used the media, the press, to continue to deceive masses of people. When you look at the walkaway videos out there, and I watch quite a few of them, I'm not even shocked and surprised anymore about the number of people who, once they learned the truth, had their walkaway moment. And they all have a similar story. They were misled, they were blinded, and somehow, through the grace of God, they were able to learn the truth. They were able to get a piece of it. And that piece was enough to encourage them to go look even further and deeper. And the more they looked, the more shocked and surprised they were at how they had been deceived. So, join the movement. Come join me. Help heal America. We have to clean this up. The Democratic Party is not going to do it. They're the ones who caused the problem. And once again, good, well-intentioned, kind-hearted, respectful Republicans have to come together to clean this up. We cannot be tired at this point. If you want to heal America and bring people together, we have to do this. But in order to do it, we need the help of Democrats, so we can't totally vilify them. I do it because it's rightfully deserved. But if they would simply apologize, acknowledge what they've done, and apologize for their wrongdoing, then together we can join hands to fix the mistakes and stop all the lying and the cover-ups. And we can't do this until that first step happens. In every 10-step, 12-step program, the very first step is to accept personal responsibility. And somewhere in one of those steps, I don't know if it's the second one, but it should be, if it's not, is to go and atone for what you've done. Apologize to the people you've wronged. And hope like hell that the grace of God is within them to forgive you. In this case, I personally know that if the Democratic Party would confess their sin, what they've done, that black people would forgive them, because that's just the kind of people black people are. And at that point, we can start working on how to repair the damage that's been done, how to rebuild the black family, put fathers back in the home, raise our kids properly, educate our kids, make sure they have a chance at the American dream. Stop with the gang violence and the pants hanging off your ass. Stop with the oh, you disrespected me or you dissed me, so I have to shoot and kill you now. Stop with the black on black crime. Oh, JR, the white people have white on white crime too. I'm not trying to even hear that. That does not excuse, one bad behavior does not excuse another bad behavior. And then the second thing is that if you want to say all lives matter, but you're afraid to lose your job, just say no man is an island. Simple and to the point. No one can argue against that, I hope. The other thing is that white people, you have to start being honest and not being afraid to tell black people the truth. I have so many white people who tell me secretly, JR, I agree with what you said. I agree with others say, like Officer Tatum and Candace Owens and Larry Elder and many others. But they're afraid to say it in public because the left will come after them. Sometimes they come after your job. They look you up and find out where you work, and they complain to your employer that you're a racist. Or they publicly shame you on social media by calling you a racist. Well, I've been called every name in the book, and I'm a black person. I've been called a racist and Uncle Tom and a coon, and I've been accused of not being black and not loving my people, all which is wrong. But I don't care. I mean, they can continue. In fact, when people attack you personally, that's only because logically they don't have anything else left. They don't have anything left in the tank. They can't beat you with the truth because the truth is not on their side. So they have to make it a personal attack. in order to stop you, because that's their goal. They want to shut you up. They want to silence you. They want to keep people ignorant as to what they've done. And then the last thing, before we can heal America, white people, you have to start realizing that the sin of slavery is not on your shoulder. Slavery is an American sin. And not really even an American sin. White liberals, socialist, progressive Democrats, Americans. Because the people who understood the value of life and valued life, Republicans, tried talking and reasoning with Democrats. And we see that didn't work. And just talking with them is not the answer. Even when Republicans even tried to appease them by nominating Lincoln, who was not necessarily averse to slavery. He was okay with keeping slavery in the South if they just stopped there and we kept the Union together. He was okay with getting rid of slavery or keeping slavery, as long as the country stayed together. He was probably the least threatening Republican that Republicans could nominate at that time. Because trust me, that there were others who were on the ballot who want to get the nomination, who basically campaigned and ran that they would get rid of slavery if they were elected. Well, even trying to appease them, which is a mistake, they still separated from the Union to protect slavery. That's how bad they wanted to keep their system. And it wasn't about states' rights. It was about the right of states to have slaves. That's what it was about. And we had to fight, brother against brother, to fix the mistake that Democrats made at that time. And once again, we may have to step up to fix the mistakes of that party. And so this time, if we don't want our children's children to have to deal with this yet again in the future, then we need to band together right now to put a stop to them. My name is J.R. Stewart. I'm your conservative social justice warrior. And warning to the Democratic Party, I will continue to tell the truth about you, your party, and your history. And I'm not going to stop until you apologize for what you've done. Confess your sin and start atoning, making amends for what you've done. All right.